In your science film, you might want to add some text in. Maybe just to add context, the title right at the start or lower thirds in an interview to show who someone is and what they do. So let's have a look at how we do that in Final Cut Pro. So within this now, we've got all my media that I want to use, but I also want to go to the title page to find my titles. So that's up here. Next to these is the title button, and then we've got all these installed titles. So there's everything from kind of really cool atmosphere ones, a bold fin, boogie nights. I mean, there's some kind of ludicrous ones in here, but there's some nice ones too. So let's take a look at a few of those. If you've got one that has a background with it, then obviously you don't need that extra background. But the nice thing about science films a lot of time is that you can use the opening as a bit more context. So I want to add that as an establishing shot that shows where we are. So I'll come back to my drone footage and what should we have? Maybe a little bit of this one, or maybe this one. Let's have a look at this one and put it right to the start. Just 5 seconds of it by pulling these together and then dropping that in. Excellent. So I can add a little bit more context by using this drone shot which says we're on a glacier, shows we're on a glacier. So now if I want something that just pops in, if I want to look for that, I can pull this menu down and go to something that says bumper opener. I mean, these kind of ones are the ones that are a little bit more out there. Build in and out is quite a good one because you have like line reveals. So where it pops up, I mean, that's quite a nice one. So it moves in. That's quite nice too. Let's have a look at line reveal. I can either double click on this or just drag it down into the timeline there. You see it's a little bit longer. If I want to shorten it, I can do down there. Or if I want to lengthen this, I can as well. I don't want a 10-second opener. I want to pull that a little bit shorter. Okay. And then I can double click on it and it'll open it in the inspector just up here. And I can change the text either in there or right up here and say, this is called Science in, and then for this one, I'll just double click on it and I'll put the Alps. So maybe I want to change this and I want it to be a bit more bold. It is on a white background, so maybe I want to change the color of it. So let's change the font to something that looks like that. How about this one? Maybe I want that to be the same, but in bold or medium at least. Maybe change the size to make that a little bit bigger. Change the where it is, so change the position. So I can change that by dragging side to side on this, or dragging side to side or up and down on this as well. So all I want to do really is change the actual text itself. If I want to change the color, I could do that down here in face as well. But Science in the Alps is fine. If I go back to this, then it'll pop up just like that. So for the lower thirds, it's the same kind of thing. I'm going to go back to my media, look for a bit of interview. Maybe it's this bit with Tamara. Put that down there. And then in this bit, after she starts talking, maybe a lower thirds pops up. Just a little bit of text that says who she is and what she does. So I can find that in lower thirds there. And maybe go to something that's on the right. I don't really want a postcard. I just want something that's quite basic. So maybe I type in here, basic lower third. Perfect. Drop that down and into there. And it'll pop up saying who she is and what she does. So if I double click on this, I can put her name in. Her name is Tamara. And then I can put her description in. She's a climber and a scientist. Awesome. To change this up then, if I want it to be, obviously I want it to be visible. So if I can't put it up in the clouds because it's white, I could put it in the clouds, then change the color of it. But let's keep it on the bottom right and go to right-hand side for both of these. And then I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to move it to the other side. There we go. So click on that, pick it up and move it to the other side. So when it plays back, she's Tamara and she's a climber / scientist, just pops up and then disappears again at the end of the shot. So you can keep it really, really simple. You don't need to go overboard with the text in Final Cut. There's so much stuff to get through in Final Cut. But that's how you add simple text titles and lower thirds in Final Cut Pro.